This is Dave Wolber from dragonDropCode.com. I'm going to answer the question, what is a function call? And think of functions as worker bees. And when we click this ask button, we're going to ask the worker bee from OpenAI to answer a question. So let me just show you the blocks. And here's the ask button click, right? So when it's clicked, what do we want to do? Well, what we want to do is ask OpenAI service to do a text completion. This is the same as when you type something in a chat GPT, but this purple block is called a function call. And it's like saying, ask the worker bee, do your job. And in this case, we can enter a prompt. This is an input parameter. So I could put in anything I want there. For instance, I could put in just a red text block where I say, okay, I don't know, if I'm talking to Socrates, maybe who was Aristotle? So I might do that, but I can also put in a different input, right? I could say, let's grab what the users typed and stick it in there. Okay, but the input parameter lets whoever's coding it, whoever's calling the function, you can do whatever you want in that input parameter. And then when this thing gets done, so when OpenAI finishes and returns an answer, it gives you two output parameters. One's the response, and if there's some problem with your API key or something, there'll be an error. Okay. And so you can deal with that thing. And then this do slot's very important because if, down here, if there's blocks down here, they'll do them as OpenAI is doing its work. It's multi-threaded, right? So anything you want to happen when this is complete, it's got to go in this do slot. Okay. In this case, typically what you're going to do is like, oh, I want to set my response text. I want to show the user, sorry, I grabbed the wrong block. I want to show the user what what has returned from OpenAI. So I'm going to grab this output parameter. So this is what, when I call OpenAI, this is what it returns me, and I'm going to stick it in so the user sees the response coming back. Okay. So this whole thing, just to give you a little, context and kind of terminology, the purple block is a function call, asking a worker bee to do its job. This little slot called prompt, it's a function input parameter. And there's all kinds of functions in Thunkable, right? This OpenAI text completion is one of them. But the input parameter is prompt in this case, and this function happens to have two outputs, response and error. We kind of ignored the error for now. But anyway, those are the output parameters. And then you've got this do slot for post processing. So you only in here do you know that this function is done.